Hello everybody, Kate Saynor here from My Rehab Fitness, and I'm here to show you today 6 of my favourite stretches when your lower back is feeling a little bit stiff. Now, lower back pain, there's a lot of different reasons that can cause lower back pain. Sometimes it can just be because some muscles are tight, it can be because some muscles are overworked, or it could be more structural based. So you need to be the guide for your lower back pain, and if anything doesn't feel right, then you need to stop and go and see somebody to get a bit more specialist advice. But a lot of back pain is what we call non-specific back pain. There's no specific cause to do with it. It's not because you've got a bones and joints causing the problem, and just simply stretching and core activation can go a long way towards easing back pain. And this is where we're going to start today. So I wanted to come online. This was inspired by one of my clients this week who just wanted some extra stretches to do at home in order to help ease out her lower back. So that's what we're going to do, my top 6 stretches. These are the stretches that when my lower back feels a little bit stiff, I will do as well. What we do need to talk a little bit about is the type of movement that would be good for certain backs and the type of movement that you'd want to avoid. So some backs are better during extension type movements where you're lifting the chest and arching the backs. Other backs are going to prefer curling type movements. So if you've got a lumbar disc issue, maybe a slip disc or a herniated disc, then you want to avoid flexion movements, so rounding of the back forward. So those kind of stretches and those kind of movements I want you to avoid. The rest of the stuff should be fine, and I want you to work within a range that works for you and keeps you pain-free. Now, I'm just going to share this with my group, my free group. So if you are a woman watching this and you would like tips and tricks to help you with training, things like this, I'm often in the group posting a number of times a week. So I don't want them to miss out, so I'm going to actually just share this with them now. If you're watching live, say hi while I do this. Here we go. Let me know where you're watching from. Are you, a lot of my group are either New Zealand or UK based. We've got a lot in Australia. Share in group. Strong Fit Women. And by all means, come and join my Strong Fit Women group as well. Let's just post that through there. Okay, shall we get on with some stretches? So my first stretch. If your back is just feeling a little bit stiff, we want to try and mobilise through it as well. Now, I am going to follow this video next week with some mobilisation and some core activation, but this is where I would start. Lie down on your back. What we're going to do is stretch through all the muscle groups that attach and join around this lower back area, because if one of those is tight, it's going to pull the pelvis out of alignment and put strain on your lower back. So let's start with the hamstring stretch. I'll do this leg first. Tailbone stays down, straighten your leg up towards the ceiling, hold the back of the thigh or the calf, or even grab a towel and pop it around your foot or your calf, and then just pull in towards your chest. Pull the tummy in to keep the spine supported. Tailbone needs to stay down, and the foot is just in neutral. And we're going to hold the stretch for 30 seconds. Now, if one side feels tighter than the other, you can repeat these stretches on each side for 2 or 3 times, but they found the optimal stretch time is 30 seconds. So I want you to hold that there. Make sure the legs are relaxed. And then we just change legs. So tailbone stays down. Try and straighten the leg up. Now, if you are super tight in the hamstrings, you're going to need to use a towel, or you can even undo your shoelaces and just hold onto your shoelaces. So you might be about here. But your goal for this stretch, you want your ankle to be above your hip or beyond. This is what we call normal when we're doing flexibility testing. So anything less than ankle over hip, and you're already at increased risk of lower back pain because your hamstrings attach at the top of the pelvis at the back and come up through that lower back area. So make sure you stretch these hamstrings. From here, we can take it to a simple knee to chest stretch to stretch out the hip flexors. Straighten one leg down, bring the other leg in, knee to chest, and just pull in. Actively press the back of the other leg down into the floor and hug this one in. Draw the belly towards your lower back to make sure that pelvis stays in neutral. And if you want to supercharge this stretch, perch yourself on the edge of your bed and let this long leg just hang off the side. But you do need to make sure that you draw your belly in and really pull in on the knee, which will help keep the pelvis in a neutral position. Again, hold it for 30 seconds. And then we're going to swap. Actively press that leg down and pull this one in. And just relax into it. But on the edge of the bed is a great one, especially if you put a heavy shoe on the other foot. And it'll just help increase the stretch. Okay, I'm actually probably going to add an extra stretch in. I said there are 6, but while we're here, there's a really lovely glute stretch. Cross the ankle over the knee. The knee goes out to the side and press it away. Your goal is to get the knee in line with your ankle. If you want to take this a little further, put one hand through the middle, the other round the outside, and pull it towards you. And you'll feel a really deep stretch through the side of the hip and into the butt muscle. And all of these stretches, hold them for 30 seconds. This is like my little routine if I can't sleep as well. Just a few stretches, ease everything out. And then change legs. So pop the feet down, ankle over knee, press the knee away, trying to get the knee in line with the ankle. To work a bit harder, put the hand around, one hand through the middle, take a deep breath in, exhale and pull it towards you. And when you go deeper with your stretch, always try and take a deep breath in first, exhale and then go a little bit deeper. It'll help relax and just get the mind on the muscle and actively think about it, releasing and letting go. Okay, how are we doing? Is anybody doing these with me now? Give me a thumbs up if you're doing this, even if you're watching it via the replay. Just put yep if you're doing these with me now. Okay, put one leg straight. We're going to do a twisty stretch, but only go as far as feels comfortable for you. Bring the other knee up. Hand goes on top of the knee, and then this one just goes out to the side on the floor. And then gently twist over. Go as far as feels comfortable for you. Might be just here, or you can take it all the way. You might feel a stretch through the lower back, or you might even feel a stretch through your chest muscle. And you can look towards the other hand. Make sure you've got the tummy pulled in on all of these, particularly the twisty ones, so that you're holding your spine in a supported position. And then gently come back. I'm going to show you a slightly lower intense version of that one after. So straighten the leg out, bring this one up and the hand out to the side and gently take it across the body. And you're looking in the opposite direction to the knee. The goal is to get the knee over and this back shoulder down on the mat. And again, just hold for about 30 seconds. If your lower back feels vulnerable at all, a little less intense version would be to have the feet together, the hands just out to the side, and gently take both legs over. And you'll get a little stretch through the lower back and through the side. In Pilates, we call this knee sways. Draw the belly in to bring yourself back to center, and then you can take them over the other side. So you've got a choice of 2 with that twisting lower back stretch. Okay, we're going to go back to the butt muscles again, piriformis. Now, your piriformis muscle, who's heard of a piriformis muscle? It's a little muscle about this big that sits right deep into your butt, and your sciatic nerve goes through your piriformis muscle. So if your piriformis muscle is tight, it's going to pinch on your sciatic nerve. So if you happen to get sciatica type pain, particularly if you find it kind of shoots down through the leg, then this is the stretch for you. Come into an all fours position. Bring your knee up towards your wrist. Take the foot across the body. You need to lift the back leg up to get it out of the way. And then slide that leg straight back. You're trying to get this hip down on the ground, but keep the shoulders and the chest forward. Make sure the spine stays in neutral. So we're just going to hold it here and really try and focus on pressing this hip down. After about 10 seconds, you're going to feel like the stretch has eased a little, and you can take it a bit further by getting the elbows down, but again, keeping the spine nice and long. And for those that are really flexible, you can flatten out the whole body and press the chest down on the thighs. And hold them for about 30 seconds. And you might find after 10 seconds you can go deeper. After another 10 seconds you can go deeper. So you've progressed the stretch throughout the movement. And then roll yourself out or bring yourself back up. Bring the knee up, cross the foot across the body and slide the other one straight back. Spine in neutral, hips and shoulders forward. This is your piriformis stretch. And just try and relax, find your happy place. My happy place is definitely out in the sunshine, probably on the paddle boards, and with the kids. So we've got a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and they are looking forward to heading back out on the paddle boards. We took them last year and they used to just sit on there. Take this a bit further if you can. They used to sit on the front of the boards with us, eating snacks and singing Row, Row, Row Your Boat, which is quite cute. Just really peaceful. Okay, and then my final stretch for you is I've got 2 more, mermaid stretch. Now, this is a great one through the side of the body. We've done a twisty one, we've done the front of the thigh, we've done round the back of the thigh, and all the way through the butt muscle. This one's going to help here. So hold on to your ankles with your legs curled up underneath you. If you find this position uncomfortable, you can do it cross-legged as long as you can stay nice and upright, or you can even come up to a kneeling position and just alternate your sides. I find it most effective here because it goes right through the hip and up through the side. Hold on to your ankles, start with your arm next to your ear, but your shoulder down your back, and just lean over, keeping the arm next to your ear and aiming the fingers at 45 degrees. Take a deep breath in, sending the breath to your rib cage. And then you can come out of your stretch. Take arm back up, inhale, you can go again. So you could either hold this for the full 30 seconds or just do little 1 breath stretches. In Pilates, when we do this, we actually progress the movement, so we head down to the floor as well with it. And then change sides. So this is just a nice intro to the exercise. Curl the legs up, arm next to the ear, but the shoulder down your back. And then inhale, keeping the shoulders and hips square and facing forward. And then come out. Take the arm back up, inhale. Sending the breath to the rib cage will help increase the stretch. And go over, and then we're going to go 1 more time. Inhale, and come up. And then we're going to finish with child's pose. So start in an all fours position, heels go together, the knees go apart, and reach back, tucking the pelvis under, drawing the lower belly to your lower back, and just opening out the lower back here. And then rest. So those would be my top stretches when your lower back feels a little bit stiff and you need to mobilise through it. If you've got a few extra moments, cat camel is a really good one. Let me show you that one while we're here. Come up onto all fours. Draw the belly in, look to your tummy and round the back, tucking the pelvis under. And then reverse the movement, lifting the chest. But careful not to overarch the lower back. We don't want to kind of sink down here unsupported. Look towards the belly, use the belly to draw it up, and then reverse, lifting the chest and just lengthening out the tailbone. Now this isn't so much of a stretch as more of a mobilizer. The idea here is that you would do 6 to 8 reps, reaching to the end of your range, and then move into the other part of the movement. So you keep it moving rather than a static hold like the other ones. Okay, so there we have it. Now I want you to have a go at some of those. Please write down in the comments if you do give them a go, and let me know which ones particularly felt great for you. So we had our lying hamstring stretch, we had the knee to chest stretch, we had the twisting lower back stretch, either with one knee over or both knees together. We had your lying glute stretch where the ankle was crossed over the knee. Your kneeling piriformis stretch, one of my favourites. The mermaid stretch, child's pose, and then cat camel. So I promised you 6, I've given you 8, and let me know how they felt, and I hope they help a little bit. Thanks ever so much for watching.